It'll die right at the 20-yard line. It's downed there by Austin Davidson on the 21. Good punt by Pfaler to flip field position. 4:06 to go. John Battle ball. Their own 21-yard line. Good ball game so far, 7-7. In case you're just tuning in to Bearcat Radio, this is Dylan Hutton with Mark Harn. In case you missed the pregame show, every week here during the football games we'll have a 30-minute pregame show. So make sure you tune in at 6:30 usually for those 7 o'clock games. And having a lot of fun tonight. Mark making his football debut. I've done a few games in the football realm, but mostly baseball.
Breaking me in on both sides, weren't you?
Yeah, got you on the baseball side earlier this week. Scarborough back with an empty set. 3 wide receivers. He'll roll out to the right looking for room. Chasing him. He's getting pressure, but now breaking loose, now throwing. Dropped. William Mumpower had a chance at it.
Hit him in a really bad spot, right in the hands.
Yeah, hit him right in the chest. 2nd down and 10. It would have been a first down. Instead, it's an incompletion drop. Scarborough rolling out. We're seeing a lot of that happen tonight for John Battle. They're playing a lot of these little rollouts with Scarborough, even when they're trying to pass it. You got to wonder how big a factor that's going to be for him when we reach the 4th quarter in this one, as it really takes a toll having to run all that much.
You know, that's probably the second time tonight they had an empty set there.
There's the pistol give up the middle. He gets 3 or 4. That's 23. Tanner Jones on the carry. Gets maybe 4 yards. Bring up 3rd down. It gave him 3. 3rd and 7 from the 24. Big 3rd down for Virginia High, getting down to crunch time in the second half. 3:35.
3 and out's huge right here for the Bearcats.
You got just enough time, too, as quick as they've been able to drive offensively. You've got 1 timeout. If they get a first down here, Battle can pretty much say, okay, at least we're going into half tied. But right now it's really the play of the half for Virginia High defensively. Battle lining up in that pistol set, 2 wide to the right. Here's the snap. Scarborough runs out, tosses it on the pitch, and he falls down.
Mumpower just slipped.
Yeah, lost his footing, and now a late flag thrown. Don't know where that one came from.
If it's what I think it is, it definitely shouldn't be what it is.
I didn't see anything illegal, but there was a flag.
Sideline
warning on John Battle, so I'm making them back up.
About a face mask mask there.
I was noticing there's not a lot of room on the sidelines here, especially on the home side. You might have 10 feet between it and the start of the field. So sideline warning on the John Battle coaches. 4th down and 13. 4th and 12 officially from the 19-yard line. So they're going to bring out Music to punt. He's standing on the 5-yard line. So setting up for good field position is the Bearcats. Carroll back deep to return. There's a snap, the punt. Spiraling high. Hits at the 40 and takes a John Battle roll all the way down to the 20, inside the 20. What a boot. His heels were on the 15-yard line by Music there.
55-yard net. You can't beat
it's hard
that
to believe,
stick.
yeah. 2:22 to go, and what a punt there. That's a game-changing asset to have on your team, especially in high school football. So John Battle trying to get a stop. We're tied at 7, 2:22 to go, and Virginia High will come out and try to go into a 2-minute offense with Lathrop at the helm.
You know, but you have to be careful. You can't make a big mistake, especially this close to the Battle end zone.
That's true, all the way down after that punt. And a great crowd here at Battle Hill tonight. You got to make sure you stay tuned for the halftime show coming up. Here's a snap. Lathrop rolls out to the right, looking deep. He's going deep. There's a deep pass out past the 50, coming up empty.
Pass interference.
Late flag. Outside the 50-yard line. That was intended for Bobby Medley, and it'll go as looks like pass interference.
On Jarrett Poole there.
Poole was wrapping him up. It looked like it was going to be an incompletion anyway, but great spiral there by Lathrop. We don't talk about that enough.
Absolutely aired it out there.
As it looks like it's going to be an automatic first down. And that's really not the way to start a drive if you're John Battle when you're trying to hold them out of the end zone, especially with a good field goal kicker like the Bearcats have in Pfaler. So first down at the 34-yard line.
Looks like Battle thought they had a spot of the foul there, and then
they were
thought it was 15.
So the line to gain for the first down, the 44. 4 wide receivers. Running back to the left is Howard. Here's a snap. Lathrop drops back. He looks across the middle high, almost intercepted. Diving effort there as Lane, or actually Austin Davidson was the intended receiver. Jarrett Poole there almost with the pick, so that would have been a good redemption for him after the pass interference hit off his hands.
And I know that pass sailed over the receiver there, but how calm does Jamison Lathrop look in the pocket right now?
And look at the room he had the last 2 plays. He has not had anybody on. The first time he rolled out, but that time he decided to stay in the pocket. Same formation this time for Virginia High. 2 to the right, 2 to the left for the wide receivers. Howard beside Lathrop to the right. Here's a snap. 2nd down and 10. They're tied at 7-7. He looks back and he's hit, but he rolls away, and now he's sacked.
Got a flag on the play.
There is a flag. Might be something defensive holding or something like that. As Lane Carroll's talking a little bit of trash there to Staddy. That's a good 2 athletes going at it hard this afternoon. We'll see what the flag's on. A big play by John Battle there. Lathrop tried to keep the play alive, broke 1 tackle but couldn't get away as we wait for a signal from the umpiring or from the referee crew tonight. I'm still in baseball mode. What do you think about that? You knew it was coming tonight. So they're holding on to the flag. Still talking about it. It's taking an awful long time.
Play clock's running out on them.
Almost like the replay system. So they're still convening right there in between the 2 teams.
Think they'll ever get a replay in high school football?
I don't think so. Not in rural Virginia. I don't know if we'll ever get one, but I'd say maybe the bigger teams might eventually.
Think so?
So I believe it might be a district thing. They're going to call holding on the defense.
That's an automatic first down, too. That's huge.
So there we go. Back-to-back penalties. Puts Virginia High near midfield. They're at the 44 now. At the 10-yarder.
It's 25 yards penalties just alone on this drive. Haven't earned it.
We haven't gained a yard, yeah. So we're up to the 44. 2 minutes even to go.
Talk about 2 minutes offense. Here it is.
Yeah, Virginia High with 1 timeout remaining. John Battle has all 3. 4 wide receivers again. Might as well. You haven't had to throw it. We haven't had to complete a pass yet, and you've gotten 25 yards. Here's a snap. They're bringing everybody. Battle is. Rolling out is Lathrop to his right. He looks downfield. Coming on and breaking it up was Jarrett Poole to knock it out of the hands.
I thought that could have easily been a PI on Lane Carroll there. Could have came a little bit early in my eyes.
Medley was the intended receiver. He was running a little in route across the middle. Lathrop put the throw right on the money, but Carroll came in right at the perfect time and laid the hit on him. Only 7 seconds went off the clock. 2nd down and 10. Virginia High going left to right across the field out in front of us. They're all white uniforms, the black lids, orange V on the helmet with a white outline. There's a snap. Lathrop, quick screen. Takes it up 4 or 5 as he's plowing with some John Battle defenders on him. That looked like Bobby Medley again, number 28, and I believe it was. Yeah, Medley there.
He wanted to get it to him one way or another.
Got 4. 3rd down and 6. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Big play here. Does Chris hold on to the ball? Try to get a first down.
I think it's huge for you to get any type of points here, especially if you're getting the ball back at the half.
Battle fans starting to come alive here, realizing what an important down it is. They're letting the clock roll, Virginia High. 13 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap. Lathrop back in the pocket, looking deep. He has forever. Now he'll look deep for Medley, and he makes the grab, flipping inside the 20 down to the 15. What a play by Bobby Medley. And Lathrop had all the time in the world to throw him open.
He absolutely outrun Dakota Worley there on that play.
And it wasn't until he saw that Lathrop had all that time that he turned it on, it seemed like. It seemed like he was coasting, and then he just once he was
I have a chance to make a play.
Oh, wait, he's got plenty of time.
Now I think if you're Chris, you got to call your last timeout and get yourself
situated. They do,
situated.
And Chris unhappy with a late substitution as Dante Harris was late to get out onto the field, so they called timeout. 1:02 to go, a huge pickup. How many yards on the reception there?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't get there yet.
Oh, you hadn't got that far yet. It's first down at the 14-yard line Virginia High knocking on the door. Tied at 7, 1:02 to go until the half. The big part of this, Virginia High gets the ball coming out of the locker room.
44 on that, by the way.
44-yard catch. That might be that's the biggest play of the first half for sure. It's got to be. I don't think we've seen a play that long. The one was taken back, the 40-yarder.
Did that pass for 20 yards by Lathrop earlier.
But Medley with a big grab there. First down, a clutch play. The line to gain for the first. They can get one more before it's in goal, as their first down line is just inside the 5. But now you're not worrying about it. 1:02 to go, and you don't have any. Oh, actually, Battle called the timeout. So, unless they called it on the wrong team, Battle called the timeout. They've only got 2 left, so 1 timeout remaining for Virginia.
Don't understand why you would do that.
There's a snap. Lathrop drops back. He's looking over toward the right pylon.
Wow.
Dropped or caught. They're going to wait on the ruling. They're saying he caught it.
Great
He got
catch.
it. Bobby Medley, back-to-back catches. That one for 14 yards.
You think Lathrop's got a favorite target?
I believe he does. I didn't know if he quite got it. Caught it on the pylon and dove into the end zone. The initial call was incomplete by the ref down the line, but they changed it to a touchdown, 13-7. Virginia High out in front, 54 seconds to go in the half.
And how big is that, especially them getting the ball back here in 20 minutes?
That's huge for this team. 54 seconds. On for the extra point is Failer to make it 14-7. There's the snap. The hold is good, and it's through. 14-7. What a drive for Virginia High as the Bearcats retake the lead. Cats flag being ran down the field. 4 flags with different letters. CATS. A lot of Bearcat fans happy in the stands after that drive. 25 yards in penalties, and the rest, Lathrop to Bobby Medley, and that's all you needed. That's the hookup so far in the first half. 44 yards, then 14 more for the touchdown.
That's 11.8 fantasy points for you right there if you're starting him tonight.
Well, yeah, he's off to a good start if you want to add him to your Southwest District fantasy team, so you can get to that. That's the next thing we got to create, is a fantasy football league for this.
Let's worry about learning
district.
the players first.
Yeah, let's get the players' names down, and then we'll get a little further.
We get out of baseball mode for sure.
Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't struck anybody out tonight. Of course, I do the play-by-play for Bristol. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why we're worried about that, but of course.
That was a big home run there earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a home run play, the 44-yard grab by Medley, and he's coming out.
Davidson looked amped right there on that kickoff.
And now Failer to kick it off from the 40 for Virginia High. Up 14-7, 54 seconds to go. Battle with 2 timeouts. Booted down to the 14-yard line. The return up past the 25 to the 30. Down at the 35 as he stretches his arm out over the 35. And that's where John Battle will start the drive with 47 seconds even on the clock.
And Mumpower literally just got shoelaced there. He had nothing but green in front of him there either.
Yeah, the 11th grader returner for John Battles had a good night in the return section.
Also a good baseball player, too.
So we'll see what happens here. A great second half. Great ball game so far. And we got a great second half coming up, I'm sure, from John Battle. And looking at the stands on this John Battle side, there's not an empty seat, maybe 2 or 3.
If you want to sit on the stairs, you're more than welcome to.
And the Virginia High side, it's packed now, too, all the way across. John Battle takes the ball. Empty set. Here's the snap. Scarborough kicks, throws it out to 5, and he gets down at the 40.
What
Gain
a tight
of 5.
spiral there by Scarborough.
Gets out of bounds. That was Statty on the grab. Statai, that is.
We'll get there.
Second down and 5. Yeah, he's a battle player. We'll hopefully be able to get all their names right, but we're trying our best. 41.2 seconds to go. 14-7.
School roster doesn't give you pronunciation sheets either.
That's true. 2 down linemen. This defensive back heavy grouping. This one's needled through. Got through to the receiver pool, but he dropped it. Threw it through 2 defenders.
Guess who's back in the backfield again for Virginia High? You got Josh Barlow making some more ruckus back there.
And we talked about this in the open about John Battle's defense, but so far in the second quarter at least, it seems like it's been the other way around. Virginia High been able to get pressure on Scarborough.
And